It's Monday. I fell asleep editing. The light was on. I literally woke up at I don't know what time. All I did was reach up, pull the string because the fan's attached to it. Just went back to sleep. I have no idea what time it was. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm so tired still. Sometimes when I eat onions, my eyes feel really heavy in the morning. Let me know if anybody else experiences this because I can't be the only one. There's certain foods that if I eat at night in the morning, my eyes actually feel more stuck together, more glued. And they're onions, salted chips, imagine that. And there's some others, but those are the two that stand out the most. Like if I have too much salt, especially on the night before, it shows up the way I feel the next morning. So, gotta get up to do the day.
So the other day I was mentioning how sometimes when people in our lives make mistakes, we hold on to grudges. We push them away. We deny them love instead of accepting that it was simply a mistake or trying to figure out why they did what they did. I mean, our mind can go into such a crazy spiraling out of a story of the reason somebody did something to you or at you or whatever it is that they did. When we make mistakes ourselves, we can apologize, but it's the question is, are we willing to accept apologies from other people, or will we continue to make them feel bad or guilty? We have to sit with the whole situation. We have to sit with the fact that, okay, maybe they made a mistake and maybe there's something in here for me to learn as well. I've been known to make mistakes. Hello, I'm human. We all make mistakes. But one thing I've learned is that I can say I'm sorry as many times as I'm blue in the face, but if the other person isn't willing to look and see that it was simply just a mistake, that there was no malice or true deliberate intention to upset or hurt them, then I can't fix that. I can't make that better. And I think that many of us in our lives want to feel loved. We want to feel connection. We don't want to be rejected. We especially don't want to be rejected for making a mistake or constantly reminded of the mistakes we've made. I know in my past that's something that had come up a lot. And I was sitting with this today because I've been known to make the mistakes, and I am willing to own my part in the mistake. But if I'm going over and above, then now I've taken it out of the fact that I did my best. It really boils down to, even in cases where someone really wronged me in the past, and that's happened, I used to hold a grudge. I used to push people away. It was super easy to, just wash my hands or push them away. Like I said, we don't want to be denied love. We don't want to be rejected. And it took me a lot when I was growing up to get over stuff. And a lot of that was because of my childhood. A lot of that was because my parents weren't very forgiving, right? They pushed people away that upset them or didn't do things or made them feel like it was deliberate intention. But it was also because they themselves were not also willing to apologize to a level that was demonstrating how I should also accept an apology. And so these are learned behaviors I found. I can't force somebody to accept my apology, but one thing I have learned is I can learn to accept someone else's apology. And I have less grudges against people. I don't hold any grudges anymore. In fact, I've learned that whenever something has happened, there's a silver lining and there's a reason, and it's made me reflect upon my own thoughts, actions, and past as a result of why did this happen? How did this person show up to me the way they did? And how did they disappoint me, that maybe I have to look at my own inner disappointment. So again, there's a lesson, there's a blessing in everything. It's just whether we're willing to sit with it, and if we're willing to show up where we want others to show up for us. So if today you have in any situation where somebody has wronged you or you feel they intentionally hurt you, sit with it. Find the healing in it. Ask yourself, one question that I usually sit with when things happen is, what does this tell me about myself? What is this telling me that I'm doing to myself? Because when people show up to me in my life, sometimes it's because I'm doing exactly what I claim or witness them doing to me. If people beat me up, it's usually because I'm beating myself up. And so it's very subtle, but it's something to be sat with and acknowledged and confronted, and ask for, what is the lesson? There's always a lesson.
So my sister just called me and told me that my mom is in the hospital. And she was found in the library. And they said that she's brain dead and she's on a respirator and they're keeping her alive. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to call the doctor right now to try to get some information and handle this from here. I don't even know the first thing to do. I haven't seen her in almost 8 years. So. So right now I am in a bathroom at a racetrack getting gas and using the toilet. And I have a lot of emotions going through me right now. We're going to find out more results on my mom tomorrow. It's been a total shock to me right now, and I'm processing a lot. I have a lot of emotions of anger, and yeah, it's a lot going on in my mind. And I just ask that you keep my mom and our family in your prayers, because I want to hope for the best, but I don't know. And this was the last thing I expected for her to become informed of today. So I will try to keep you updated in these vlogs. So tune in for tomorrow's episode of 30